I want to talk to you about the countdown to Oslo. I think some of you know I've just started working at Physicians for Social Responsibility. It's a wonderful organization. It's a Nobel Peace Prize winning organization. So we have an opportunity in the next few weeks to welcome our president into the family of Nobel laureates. On December 10th, he will be receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. And we want him to take actions that accord him the status of a Nobel laureate. We believe the vision of a world without nuclear weapons is a beautiful vision, one that we won the Nobel Peace Prize for in 1985, one that many of us have been working on for decades. For the president to claim to the world, we want a world without nuclear weapons, is an enormous step. To change the tone of international relations the way he has is so important for our country and for our world, and it's not enough. To save this precious planet, we need to do things with the environment. I'm thrilled that PSR is an organization where I can stand alongside my colleagues working on climate change, because I have chosen to focus my efforts over my life on peace building, on conflict resolution, community organizing, and I'm someone like many of you who have been sustained by my connection to the earth. So if you care about those issues, Ruthie's got some high-level colleagues working on this. PSR.org, Physicians for Social Responsibility, PSR.org/coal report. This week we put out an amazing report from medical professionals talking about the impact of coal on our health. We also know that peace is possible, but it's not possible without real direct leadership. So between now and December 10th, we are asking the president to take real steps, to say that I'm not just going to say somewhere in the future we should have a world without nuclear weapons, but as he said in his Prague speech, it might not happen within my lifetime. We're going to say, Mr. President, we will create the political space for you to live up to your highest ideals. We think we elected a smart and moral man to be our president. And any of us who didn't understand the forces of status quo working against him, enacting policies that are most true to his values, don't understand the nature of our nation. So when people said at the end of the campaign, see you in 4 years, I said, no, there's work to be done. There is work to be done now, because we have to create the political space for our president to lead the way we believe he wants to lead. Okay. So whether you call it a military-industrial complex or the forces of the status quo, there are in place enormous forces pushing for the continuation of nuclear weapons. People think that after the Berlin Wall fell, we had that moment of opportunity, that we seized it. But in fact, we have these weapons now. They're on hair trigger alert. There's talk about building new weapons. We need the money, as we've discussed with Afghanistan, in our communities and around the world, where we could change our reputation if we just do a global Marshall Plan, helping out around the world. So we have a petition. Ashish is a real blessing to me that this week I started working with Ashish again, and he's got a petition in his hands, Countdown to Oslo, and it calls on the president to say no new nukes. Before December 10th, say no new nuclear weapons under any name, under any guise. For those of you who've been involved in this, there was a push to get the reliable replacement warhead. And our Democratic allies at that point pushed back, and Senator Kyle and the others who were pushing for a continued role in nuclear weapons had an opposition. Now the Democrats are finding it hard to oppose this president. And we need to find ways to say, it's not about opposition, it's about creating the political space so you can live up to your highest ideals, whether it's in Afghanistan or on nuclear weapons. So this is a petition that if you're interested, please sign it. Countdown to Oslo. No new nukes under any name, under any guise. Take them off a high alert. We could still have, very quickly, without warning, without reason, an accidental nuclear war. We are spreading nuclear weapons and their materials all around the world, and they could be launched in our community. A dirty bomb. It's simple and it's fearful, and we have found at PSR that we need to focus on growing the hope, because people get paralyzed by the fear when we look at the horror of the situation. The environmental crisis, the economic crisis, and the crisis of violence in our communities provide us with an opportunity to create real and lasting social change, and that's what we're about. Please sign Countdown to Oslo if you agree with us.